Should I give you an intro joke? Is that what you're waiting for? Is my usual? Because I think I got one, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you have one, just shoot.
All right. Just give me a second right here.
Or is he going to fire another blank just like his penis?
Scrolling through his TikTok to try to find a joke.
No. So, kids, if you're listening to this, here's a piece of advice from 3 people that know a lot about marriages and relationships. If you're not happy alone, you're not going to be happy with somebody else, because happiness doesn't come from being with somebody. Happiness comes from drugs and alcohol. So do cocaine and drink alcohol, kids. That's what you want to do. Is that a good intro?
Actually, you want to drink the cocaine and snort the alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. Snort.
It works better that way.
Snort the alcohol, drink the cocaine, drink all the cocaines out there,
and then wash it down with some bleach.
Ali just got depressed
down.
in 5 seconds into the show.
Because this is definitely a fucking edit. This is not the intro to my podcast.
Wrong.
Fuck. Why do I even fucking bother? Jesus.
Well, you said if I had something planned,
Alex, just start shaking your ass instead and fucking...
Yeah, get me hard.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen listening out there on the podcast land, I'm going to be starting a cam show soon, so get your credit cards ready. I'll twerk it for you, baby. Just
it's gotta
get your cards ready.
It's gotta be mybearass.com, but it's gonna be MIBEAR. So my bare ass. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a hairy fellow, so it would probably look like a bear's ass.
He's a fairy. Hello.
Welcome to this episode at the At Random podcast. I am one of your, and probably the most sane one here at the moment, host Ali, and I am joined by the 2 disappointments. So there are the fucking lack of a swallow, in my opinion, Alex and Andy. Ladies, start swallowing more, because this is a fucking abomination.
Somehow I think if my mom swallowed, I still would have made it. I'd like to think that.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're like a human version of a weed.
I would not give up. Yeah.
The only way to get rid of you is to just rip up all the topsoil and just burn it.
I think
all of it,
spitting
like,
would be
miles.
safer with me. Even then. I'd find a way to crawl back. Ugh. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That was disgusting even for my taste.
Yeah, well, that's
Right.
pretty much what you are, Andy. Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know how we've kept up this friendship for so long. I think I'm ending it after tonight. No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
Okay.
How are you doing today, Andy?
I'm good. Still a dad for some reason. Still a husband for some reason. I'm going day by day at this point. I want to die. Is basically what I'm saying.
I mean, look, if Vicky can arrange some money for me, I'm happy to do it. Like, it should be personal, you know? Like, I could take you out in style.
Wait, so you'd ask for money to kill me?
Yeah, like,
Buddy,
she's got to
this
pay me,
isn't a
and then
good
I will
friendship
kill
if
you.
you'd ask money.
Well, I mean, you know, if I end up going to jail for like 10 years, I want
Okay,
something.
I get that. I'll start saving up. No problem. It's all good.
Sweet. Done deal.
And how are you doing, husband?
I mean, yeah. Whatever.
Wow.
It's just another fucking day
The
in
energy
life.
is just popping off on this episode. Welcome to the At Random podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and we're back. We've been taking, not really in episode land, but in real land, we've been absent. I mostly been slowly dying of the fucking coronavirus.
Yeah.
Not really, but kinda.
You guys haven't been recording with me for 2 weeks now, right? Because you
3
were
weeks.
both
I
sick?
think 3.
Ooh.
Well, you abandoned us the first week.
Yeah,
so don't
that's true.
fucking go
That's
there.
true. That's true.
We would have said no anyway because I was fucking dead. But so we were just happy that
Okay.
you took the blame for it. We were like,
cool,
yeah.
cool.
All right, but Mrs. Corona, what are we doing?
Well,
Because I'm still confused.
you're always confused. Today we're doing an episode kind of like something that me and Andy likes to talk about. Sort of. in the realm, we are talking about paraphilias.
What? Wait, what? Paraphilias? What's that?
Paraphilia, breaking down the word para,
Uh-huh.
as in beside, aside, and philia, as in friendly and loving. In other words,
Wait, so pedophiles are actually like...
okay, can we not start with that? No.
Kind.
This is an edit straight away.
Loving.
We're not starting off there. We'll get to that
What?
fucking point. Edit.
What did you... What?
This is gonna be horrible. this is
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, to explain, a paraphilia is an experience of intense sexual arousal to an atypical object, situation, fantasy, behavior,
this is
or
gonna be good.
individual.
This is gonna be a good
Yep.
episode. I've seen so many videos
wait.
on YouTube.
I just have one quick question again. What did philia mean again?
Philia is loving, or
So
like
if you're a
friendly, loving.
necrophiliac, you are loving a corpse.
Well, basically, yeah, it's the intense love of an.
Well, if it
Of
gets
an
your rocks
object.
off, Alex, you'd probably love it. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, as long as they're still warm.
I don't think that's necessary.
That isn't necessary. Like, everyone has a different, like, experience and what they love and preference. So we're basically talking about different ways of loving.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, the spectrum of paraphilias is massive. We have so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Recorded, according to one source, there are around 549 different types of paraphilia, but that's just one source.
Jesus.
The actual number is unknown.
Okay.
To be realistic, we don't know because everyone loves in their own way. Obviously, a paraphilia is more like more intense arousal to a certain situation, object, fantasy, behavior.
Wait, so does this include those like weird people that like decided that they fell in love with a bridge and want to like marry it?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Ah, these people.
You gotta love
Yes.
them, though. You gotta love their...
I enjoy these people. They're good for a laugh.
Yeah, that's the thing. The first thing that I wanted to say was anybody who's a paraphiliac out there, you have my love because of the fact that you connected fucking a tree to bravery. That just makes me want to love you more. If you are capable of doing that, it's just linking the word bravery. Oh, she's so brave for coming out as a paraphiliac. Meanwhile, Mrs. Granger is fucking barking up a tree.
Yes. So, paraphilia, different ways of loving. So that's the topic of today.
That's cool.
Okay.
We're going to talk a bit of different types of paraphilia. Mostly, I'm going to actually quiz you guys
Okay.
and see if you're up with your Latin, because most of these words are Latin related.
Uh-huh.
Are you asking if we're philiacs?
And I'm going to ask about different types of philiacs then and see if you know them.
Okay.
So throughout the episode, I'm going to drop little, like, time for a fucking quiz. and
Okay,
you're gonna
I'm
answer
down, baby.
and see
Let's
if it
go.
happens. Yeah, but firstly, obviously...
Wait. But little does Andy know that you've already slipped me all the answers.
No, I haven't. Actually. Because I've been planning this episode for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
I haven't done as much research as I wanted to because like getting the whole of a DSM-5 or 6, which I don't know which one is up now, it's a bit hard, and especially when you're sick with fucking coronavirus and trying to find these sort of things online, it's fucking impossible because you have some people that talk negative about it and trying to find like the good intermediate, like what is good facts, bad facts. It's fucking hard. But still, anyway, like I've pulled some stuff, I've listened to some stuff.
Oh, by the way,
And obviously, yes.
can I interject real quick?
Mm-hmm.
To all the Americans that listen to this podcast, please. All right, this is the reality. I've been checking out the coronavirus. I've been following it because I think it's rather interesting due to some conspiracy theory shit. The common cold makes more victims per year than the coronavirus has. I
You mean the common flu?
I need everybody to stop freaking out about it. It's in Belgium right now. Like, Coronavirus is in Belgium. Fucking welcome. The only thing I'm worried about is I got a 4-month-old kid and maybe a grandparent that's over 80. So these are the only 2 people I'm actually worried about. Anything in between a couple of years old and if you're 20 to 30, you're not going to die. You're going to have a fever, you're going to have a cough, and it'll go away. It's not that bad. Stop freaking out. And share this episode if you want other people to know. There you go.
Andy's PSA.
Well, his PSA is incorrectly, to be honest. Because I've been doing a lot of research myself.
It's 18% that dies. 18%.
No, the percentage is not that high. The death rates are between 3 and 4% for the coronavirus, which is not that high, but if you put it in perspective, the Spanish flu also had a 3 to 4%, and we already covered this. How many died in the Spanish flu, Andy?
5.
He doesn't remember. It was
No,
50 to 100 million people. But still, whatever. Like, coronavirus, kill us all because we don't fucking deserve to live. Whatever. Let's continue.
There you go.
Okay.
All I'm saying is it's not that bad as people make it out to be.
Well, it is, but not really. Still, let's just keep moving because the coronavirus is not killing us fast enough.
Yeah, true.
But fucking corpses will. Because you guaranteed catch some sort of fucked up disease.
Great segue. Great segue.
It is. Come on, dig us out of this hole, woman.
Okay. Well, obviously there are many ways, many terms to describe an atypical sexual interest.
Okay.
But there's still like people don't really like the word paraphilia. There's still some discussions like how to use that word because most people, when you talk about paraphilias, most people will think of the more negative, which are the paraphilic disorders. And there's a big difference between a paraphilia and a paraphilic disorder. So paraphilia is just a sexual interest you have. This
like the feet people and shit
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
like
there are many kinds. No, there's also difference between fetishes and paraphilias. There are ways to determine the difference between a paraphilia and a paraphilic disorder. Usually when it's classified as a disorder, it's when like they are super intense and persistent, like your arousal, like you need something and it's persistent continuous. And you constantly constantly need it.
So it's like an addiction.
Yeah, and also when it intervenes with your life, like you can't maintain like a job or you can't have a regular life or relationships and stuff like that.
So it's kind of similar, not the same thing, but say there's like serial killers that like have to like
it consumes
the urge
you.
And they have to kill someone or rape somebody.
Also when like there is the potential and the intention to harm a non-consenting adult or a child.
Okay.
So for example, the word that people hate, pedophilia.
Yeah.
It's a paraphilic disorder. So it's an intense love to prepubescent kids. So kids that haven't entered puberty, that's the attraction to it. So obviously, that's very illegal. You shouldn't do that. But at the same time, some people can't help it. But we're not going to go into...
Is that now classified as a disease?
What, pedophilia?
Yeah.
Pedophilia is a disease.
Oh, fuck. I hate that. I don't know why, but I hate it. It's like the same... I feel like it's the same with alcoholism. It's a disease. Listen, my dad was an alcoholic. No matter how many beers he took in his hands, he took them all by himself. Like like for me, a disease is something you cannot help. Like not fucking a kid should be the easiest thing on the world. Like it shouldn't be that difficult to not fuck a kid.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, most pedophiles won't actually commit a crime.
I hope not.
But it's still like they carry, like for example, on the laptops they have child pornography. Like it's more the intent. Yeah, but it's more. Yeah, but at the same time, but they didn't. In the end of the day, they didn't hurt the child
But
per
they
se.
did, because I mean, if you're consuming that content, someone's making it to sell
Yeah.
it to you. So if you're buying it, you're
Somewhat.
actually the root cause of the problem to begin with, because no one would make it if you weren't paying for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not saying what is right
Yeah,
and
no,
what
no,
is
no, no,
wrong
yeah.
in this sense, because like it's very sensitive for me
I know.
too.
Yeah, I just want that point to be out there that we do not in any way like think that somebody that watches child pornography is not like a criminal. He's definitely a bad person, to say the least.
Yes.
But anyway, so obviously, like a lot of people have problems with the word paraphilia
Mm-hmm.
because it's associated with paraphilic disorder.
Okay.
So obviously, the word can be a bit controversial because at the end of the day, what paraphilia means is just the aside of loving, basically.
Okay.
So a different way of loving,
Okay.
which contain as many paraphilias as who the fuck knows. There's so many out there. But obviously, the word was coined, like it entered the English language in the early 19th century by the psychologist. What was his name? Friedrich Krauss.
Friedrich Krauss.
Yes.
So it was German or
Yeah, a
something.
German guy. I think it's his Friedrich Solomon Krauss. I think his name was the entire name.
Okay.
So obviously psychologists and psychiatrists and psychologists wanted to find a more term and started studying paraphilias in the early 19th so they can change what used to be like the sodomy and deviance laws
Okay.
back in the day. So by both religion and the law in general. So for example,
Das ist gut.
a big one would be homosexuality, who used to be seen as sodomy back in the day. So it was illegal to be homosexual, which it still is in a lot of countries, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
So obviously people started studying into this just to, like, they started studying it in psychology to see what the different types are and what the requirements are.
Okay.
And the difference between a disorder and a regular paraphilia.
Okay.
What is the difference? Only if the disorders when you're like compelled to do it
Yeah, and
and
as
have urges to
yeah,
do it.
and the intent of harming a non-consensual.
Whereas if you just have a paraphilia, it's just like, oh, I like that. Like you like feet, or you're into BDSM
Yeah,
or
but
something.
there's also a difference between a fetish, like we said, and like a
So
fetish is more
feet
like
fetish is not paraphilia.
it's a paraphilia, but it's not. It's called. It has a specific word.
Weirdo.
Which
that's
we'll
what
get
it is.
to. The paraphilia of feet we'll get to.
All right. Cool.
Can you? Okay, well, let's put it like this. The first quiz.
Okay.
Can you guess what the actual name for feet fetish or the paraphilia that is?
Podophilia.
You looked that up.
I did not. I just thought that sounded
He's
somewhat Latin.
into it, so he's researched
Yeah,
this
it's
before.
podophilia.
Well, actually,
One
I'm
point
on the
to Andy.
cuff. I'm on the cuff about feet fucking because their feet.
But why isn't it called Footus erectus? It would be so much better name.
Fetus erectus. Oh, cut
Oh,
that one out. I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
That's just no, God. I did not think before I said that one. I am
Is that for
sorry.
someone who's into like pregnant chicks?
All right, so no, I'm on a cuff about feet fucking because, like, on the one hand, I think feet are fucking disgusting. You walk around on that all day long and like sweat.
Some people
and
have a
grit.
have a paraphilia for it. Like
But
a
yeah,
fetish.
but like sometimes you look at a woman's foot and she has her nails did and she has a little ankle bracelet and like she washed her feet. There's no dirt on her butt, and then you think, well, yeah, touch my cock with that shit. I don't mind.
Ew.
So I get it and I don't get it. Like it's different.
Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm gonna tell a story. She's gonna fucking hate me. I did it. But
Okay.
I have a friend.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure she listens.
Can
to
we
this
can we
this
just
part. I'm gonna
say
send
her
it to
name to the entire world, please?
We're not saying it.
Oh God. damn it.
Whatever.
Okay.
I have a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and she started dating, recently, like online, trying to find love again.
Okay.
And so she got reacquainted with a guy that she used to meet back in the day. Like, she's like, he's the perfect guy. He's super hot. He's like big, muscly tattoo. He's like Greek, Middle Eastern. I don't know exactly what. I think it was Romanian or something. How he had like the perfect.
Man, you're going all over the map on that description.
No. I know what she's saying. This is Jason Momoa.
No, you went the other fucking way.
Jason Momoa from New Zealand.
You dumbass. Well, whatever. He was, for her, he was the wet dream. He was like perfect in a sense. But she's like, but he's into feet. Like, really into feet.
Ah, shit.
So whenever they would be fucking, like, her foot would have to be in his mouth sort of thing.
Oh,
and
God.
he would be like, and she's like, I can't do it. And obviously, so she's just been seeing him because, like, he's a good fuck, whatever. But she's like, the feet, like, they freak me out. I can't do it.
Okay.
So they've been seeing each other. And then one day she tells me, she's like, no, this is it. And apparently he had sent her a picture and said, I want us to take it to the next level. And she was like, what? And she sent a picture of a woman's feet with, like, long toenails, painted toenails, and he was like, I want you to let them grow to take it to the next level. Okay. And I was like, okay, no. Like, I'm sorry, no.
Okay, no. See, that's the other 50% then. Like, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but see,
like,
that's when you just reply with that SpongeBob meme, like the I'm out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
where you're just like, I'm out. Like,
or
see you later.
The SpongeBob meme, where he goes like, "You want to take to the next level," like that one. You could use that one as well. That's a good place. Wait, so do tell me one thing. At one point,
What?
Did she have a complaint to you that he actually came on her foot?
I don't know if...
God.
Like, was he into full-blown foot jobs? Like, you know, putting it between.
Yeah,
and just
I think that's
slamming it
like
home?
I think that's okay as long as you get the finish either inside or on the belly or on the tits. Like a foot job can be fun. It's like foreplay. But
Ew,
then,
no.
like, if you're sitting in a restaurant and she slides a foot on the table and rubs up against the crotch, like, hey, I'm down. I'm all down for that shit. It's funny. It's fucking cheeky, whatever. But, like, actually coming on a foot is, like, a different step, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know to what extent. All I know was, like, she was like, all she told me was, like, it was constantly my feet everywhere. My feet in his fucking mouth. My feet there, my feet here.
That's just gross. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's called podophilia? Podophilia?
Podophilia.
Okay, cool.
So would you say he has a syndrome then? Because he has to have the feet involved, and he was basing their relationship on stepping up the next level by making her grow her fucking toenails.
No.
Like, isn't that the syndrome?
No, because he's still not, like, endangering her on,
Well,
like...
he is. He's endangering and making her a weirdo like him.
Okay,
True.
we're not going to use the word weirdo, even though a lot of things are weird.
Hey, what's wrong with being a weirdo? I'm just saying. It's fucking weird.
Well, still, no, it's not considered a disorder. He needs that to get aroused, and that's his
Yeah,
thing.
so isn't that
By
the
the way,
disorder?
Just
Like,
so
he
the
needs
people that listen to this show know, we do not we are not against shit like that. If you're into feet, hey, then fuck a fucking foot. I do not give a shit. On my end, like my perspective, it's just a little bit funny how far you can push that shit. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I think that goes for everyone. I think that goes for Alex as well, and like Ali definitely. But like, you do you. I don't mind. Like, there's nothing like if you think that's arousing, then fuck a fucking foot. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's more, I just like, it's just like being cheeky, calling them weirdos. Like, it's not really hurting anybody. But it is fucking weird.
Yeah, it is. It is at the end of the day.
And it's
like, if
normally
you're not into it, like,
weebs that are into feet. For some reason, like, there's full-on anime weebs that are all into feet. It's
Are
fucking
they?
weird. Yeah,
well, apparently.
it's like a
Is
thing.
into feet?
I don't think he is. But there is like a large section of that community.
Have you ever been into weird shit? Like, even if it was a small
I'm sure
phase?
everyone's into weird shit.
I went
Yeah,
through
man.
a tentacle phase at one point. I don't know what the
Jesus.
fuck that was about, but I went through it.
Too much hentai.
I think it was.
Well, speaking of that, just quickly, we have another word, another quiz.
Okay.
So I have a word for you. Pygophilia.
You're into triangles.
Pygophilia.
You're into triangles because Pythagoras.
No.
Damn.
Pygophilia.
You have sex with pies like an American pie?
No.
What, is it pygophilia or hygophilia?
Pygophilia.
So Pygo.
Yes. Stop Googling stuff.
I'm not Googling stuff. I'm looking at the ceiling. How can I fucking... My screen is right in front of me.
Okay. Well, in that contest, no one knows, no?
No, I have no idea.
Well, I would say kind of like, I wouldn't say that it's your paraphilia, but I would say you're more inclined to this sort of things. Could you guess now?
No. Asses?
Buttocks. Butts, yeah.
Butlers?
Butts.
No.
Wait, like the
Butts.
ass cheeks or the actual ash hole?
Yeah. No, the butts, like the glute.
But how would that... I
Oh.
mean, that is a sexual part of the body, though. That's like legitimately involved in
Yeah, no,
sex.
but
so
yeah.
how... Then it shouldn't fall under this branch, should
It's
it?
jiggly,
Yes, it
it's
does.
fleshy. No. I think it would totally fall under this branch because it's not a part that you fuck, yet it's a part that is fuckable? Question mark?
It's not, I'm not talking about the asshole. I'm talking about the actual.
Cheeks, yeah. They're
butt cheeks.
jiggly, they're soft. Like, I can get behind that.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I'm for sure into that. I'm an ass man.
Yeah.
It's my...
Yeah.
It's my thing. I don't really give a shit about the
Hygophilia.
tits as long as they're not like flat as a fucking ironing board. But the ass has to be nice and round, otherwise I'm generally not interested very
Hey,
much.
hey, even if you're a big fat man, I'm a titty fan. I mean, I love ass and butts, and I love titties and I love nipples. I love every single thing about a woman's body and a man's body. If you got a big old dick, send it to Alex.
I will absolutely just...
We still need to
Not
look
look at
into
them.
that penis IMDb page we were talking about a couple of episodes ago, by the
Yeah.
way. By the way, thank you to one listener that sent me a good couple of dick pics.
On my recommendation.
Thank you for that. That was a fun 2 days of dick pics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it's
a
like-
nightmare.
It's actually a thing.
Yeah.
So do actually send dick pics to the Instagram DMs.
Please
and he
don't.
does look at them and he does give you ratings out of 10.
Yes,
I
he
did.
does.
I did actually rate the dicks. That was true.
But okay, so us, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Well, what other? Name some other ones. I'm interested.
Okay. So, coprophilia.
Coprophilia.
Right? Coprophilia.
I think that is that like copro? I think that is like something to do with grabbing. Is it like hands? Fetish for
Hands?
hands? Yeah.
No.
Okay. Coprophilia. I have no idea.
Calves,
No.
legs in general,
Mm-mm.
Coprophilia.
Hips. spine.
Coprophilia.
What is it?
Dunno.
Feces.
Feces.
Also known as scat.
Oh,
Oh,
The people
God.
that are-
man.
See, that's in.
I draw the line there. Like that just
Yeah.
you were just fucked up if you're into shit.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
like, if you're a feet guy, hey, welcome to the At Random podcast, buddy. If you're a scat
Yep.
guy, just don't tell anyone.
Just-
Like,
Just
please
go into your laundry, open your cupboard, find the biggest bottle of bleach you got, and drink it all.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. People are into shit, okay?
Well,
No, that's
literally.
not a thing to be into.
People
It's
are
like
into
children, poo, and corpses.
I didn't mean to say it, but they're literally into shit.
shit. Yeah.
No, you can't be into that. That's
Wait,
just
so
not right.
you're telling me, Alex, that you wouldn't find it attractive if your wife squatted down on your chest and took a big old dump on there?
I can guarantee you, normally you joke about me, her divorcing me. This would be the time where I divorce her.
You're looking at her ass, so you still get the aspects that you
Nah,
like.
it doesn't matter. That'll be the
No.
time when I will divorce her on the spot.
I would never. I if there was something that would be like the opposite, like a phobia, for example, about poo, that would be me. Like,
yeah.
I am so afraid of the poop. especially when it comes to sexual acts, that is not even fucking funny.
Okay.
And to
Yeah.
fucking be there, no, I'm gonna tell this story to Andy privately because
Oh,
this is
come
too
on.
much. Like, I love you guys, but no, this is too much.
But I'm
I'll
going to say one thing. I think as little respect as she has for me, I think she still respects me enough to not shit on me.
I hope
Like,
that
literally.
one day that changes and I get this greatest story ever told. It's just like, I was so mad at him. I was so pissed off about what he did that I just... I
Do you know-
just
I know
took
when
the
it-
biggest shit of my life.
I
right
know
on
when it
his
would
chest.
happen too. It'd be like I'll come home drunk one day and just like decide to lie down in the
Oh,
entrance to our apartment and just go to sleep, and she'll just be like, one time too
that
many.
motherfucker,
And she'll
yeah.
just
just
fucking-
happy Valentine's
I'll just
Day, and you
wake up to
asshole.
a turd planted on my chest.
Yeah. Well,
Wait a minute, but then you also give me a golden shower because you can't shit and not piss. Fuck, you're doing both. Double whammy.
Wait, so question for you guys. Is that a line you draw as well, golden showers?
I joke to her all the time. Do you want me to pee on you? But no, she doesn't.
I'm not into
Because
bodily
I don't
liquids.
get that. Okay, the shit
No.
thing, why you wouldn't want somebody to shit on, like, I've heard that peeing on somebody is like a dominance thing. It's like a
Yeah, well,
genuine...
we're not into the dominatrix play. Like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, me too. I get it. I don't piss on people as well, Ali. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I may or may not have known a guy who I worked with that was into that. And
Well,
he
you can
said
be
it
into
was a
that.
dominant sort of thing. Like, he
Yeah,
liked that. I was
absolutely.
like, what the fuck? Why would
Well,
you...
what do you think dogs pee on everything? It's to mark
slap
the
her around a
territory.
little bit, choke her out for fuck's sake. Don't piss on her like that. There's different ways to show dominance than just...
Some people are into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's weird. Like, for example, like when it comes to like female ejaculation, squirting, for example.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I hate doing it.
I like that. Every guy
I
likes
like-
because
like
it
that.
it's fucking like I've done it. And it's fucking terrifying.
But
like the sensation
it shows that you intensely enjoy that moment with that person to the point
but it
like
feels like you're
Exactly.
pissing yourself.
welcome to
guys.
yeah.
That's how it feels
It's like
to come.
the first time you come, you're like, it just feels like a special
Yeah,
pee. And
there's-
you're
it's
very
like-
confused.
Yeah,
You're like, oh.
it's very confusing. Oh, I gotta pee. No, you don't. You don't have to pee.
You're like,
It's
this is the best piss I've ever done. Why is my pee white?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, it's intense.
okay.
So, like, for me, like, yeah, I've done it.
But that would also be a paraphilia then, right? Squirting.
Not that I can find exactly, but probably.
Okay.
It probably falls under one type of paraphilia somewhere.
Okay.
Let's do one more. Forniphilia.
Forniphilia. Jesus Christ.
Horny will fornicate.
And also, just to be out there, I might be pronouncing shit wrong because bitch is stupid, okay? I don't know.
Well, I mean, forny is like fornication, so it's like
I
sex.
think so.
like
Yeah.
Fucking.
There must
No.
be something.
Not
When
even
you
close.
fornicate, you have sex. So fawn.
Yeah, but that's the
fornicate.
English language. I'm talking Latin.
Is it plants? Is it coming on plants? Is it coming on
No.
a fern? Do you
No.
jizz on a tulip?
No,
Bestiality.
no, not bestiality.
Oh.
That's zoophilia? Zoophilia, I think is bestiality. falls.
Zoophilia. You
Yeah.
just go to the zoo and bang all the
Pretty
animals and get HIV
Okay,
from
but
the apes.
Forniphilia. No guesses?
No.
Nope.
This one,
Armpits.
No.
Ah.
Being crawled on by insects.
That's arousing for somebody?
What?
Yeah.
What insects?
Insects, like, I don't know, spider, cockroaches, ants,
But
probably
see,
anything.
I'm really starting to understand why back in the day they used to lock these people up. Like, I'm starting to come around to
Just
that. We
one
should go full
guy
circle. We should go
in
back.
his living room being crawled on by fucking
By
ants.
cockroaches.
One guy walks in and is like, nope, going to jail.
He's like, I mean, when you're
I'm
happy
done.
to have cockroaches in your home
Gregory,
because it's like
this has
foreplay.
been the last time that I walk in here. What? Is that arousing to people?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What the fuck? Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
From
yeah.
what I've heard, okay, if you're into this, move to Paris. Because apparently the apartments there are full of fucking cockroaches and shit. You will be
to
constantly
be fair,
rocking a semi.
some districts of Paris are more than disgusting enough. If you lay on the floor, they'll probably just crawl all over you. So
Dude,
yeah.
imagine just living in Paris, rocking a semi like 24/7. All your cockroaches around you all the time, just constantly like just nursing one.
Oh, if I had that paraphilia, I'd probably take one of those like underwear that has, the rubber bands on it, so nothing can get out, like the plastic ones, and then just stuff it with all sorts of crickets. Just have them sing their song against my ball sack.
Yeah. So that is forniphilia.
Paraphilia. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, Pornhub, here I come.
But was it like just one dude was into this one time, so they made like a whole
they
genre
made a name
for this
just
one
for
dude?
him.
Yeah, just for this one dude, and now he's sitting in a padded cell, yelling at the wall, thinking like begging for cockroaches. Like, oh, I need the cockroaches.
Wait, but so this forniphilia, do you have more information on it? Is it the feeling that something might crawl?
No, I don't
you?
have deep information.
Okay.
No, crawling on you.
Okay.
Oh, so they're
Being
not like
crawled
inserting
by-
in the rectum or something.
No,
Okay.
it's the definition is being crawled on by insects.
Okay, so it's not
So,
like me
I don't
with
know
a
if that's-
gerbil like 5 weeks ago.
What?
Nothing.
This sounds the type of thing like someone who grew up in a slum would be into.
There's probably some fucking Australian or someone. Like, there's so many fucking insects in Australia. It's not
Dude,
even
if
fucking
somebody
funny.
in Australia does that shit, he's batshit fucking crazy because you guys got the weirdest fucking
And you just
insects
die.
out there.
Oh yeah, I fucking panicked. Like when we were in Australia last year, I had an incident because Alex's
this was great.
Alex's parents moved houses, so they used to live like in a suburb just right next to the city.
Okay.
But when we went back, they had bought a house closer to the hills, so a bit further up by the forest, bit more creatures crawling around.
Yeah. Okay.
And one day we went out shopping and I made the bad decision the night before and just dropped my clothes on the fucking ground. And I put them on, like I put on my leggings. And we went shopping. We were at this shopping.
We've been shopping for like a couple hours.
No,
Like we probably left home.
No,
at
we
least
were
an
there.
hour
We were
ago.
there for like 45 minutes. We weren't there that long because we were gonna do stuff that day. And as we're sitting in the car, like pulling up in the highway, I start feeling something crawling in my leggings by my knee.
Oh
And I'm
god.
like, what
Okay.
the fuck is that? And I just like, and then I just feel it like it's inside. I can see something moving, and I'm
okay.
and I just like grab my leggings.
That was the sound of her getting wet from her faunophobia. Faunophilia.
Yeah, pretty much. And I just grab it, and I'm like, Alex, pull over the fucking car. And he's like, I'm in the middle of the fucking highway. I was like, I don't give a shit. There's a fucking spider in my fucking pants. You have to pull
Was
over.
it a spider?
I'll get there. So we
Okay.
pull over, like, and he's like, yeah, you relax. And I'm like, no, you have to pull over. So I had like grabbed it like on the outside of my leggings. So I pinched my leggings and I was holding it. I can like, it was something alive. And I was just like, pull over. So we pull over into this supermarket and park like the parking lot of a supermarket. And I'm like, okay, I need your fucking help because like if
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
drop it because it's
yeah.
gonna crawl away. I need to see what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And so he starts like pulling down my pants as I'm still holding this thing. Well, I don't know if he was holding the thing and I was pulling down my pants. And this is just before Christmas, and this old lady is just walking with a trolley, just like looking at us because we're like pulling down our pants. Like, and my sister was in the back, just like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like screaming. Anyway, I pull down my pants and I open up, and it's a fucking earwig.
Oh, it's just like a little worm?
No, it's like, I don't know, like.
The Dutch name is probably.
Yeah,
that one.
that's the name for everything down here.
Oh wait, I'm just gonna Google, and An
Wait.
earwig.
All right.
Also in Swedish, tvehwat, if people want to know. A fucking tvehwat, and I hate them like the bloody plague.
Oh,
like,
the one with the two pincers at the back end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I hate those. Those
I
are
hate
disgusting.
them.
Yeah.
And I just
And I
like
guess
wanted
in
to
Australia
cry.
they can like get pretty big as well.
Yeah, it was quite big. It was like
Is it called an oorworm?
An oorworm.
In Dutch.
Oorworm.
Oorworm.
yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah. So that was my pornophilia experience. Not
it
really.
doesn't sound like you were wet.
No,
from
I
it,
was
but,
panicking.
Like,
I
It was
can
horrible.
confirm she was wet, but it wasn't. But it was from sweat from panicking, not from sexual arousal.
It was horrible, traumatic
Yeah.
to say the least.
I don't think I've
Um,
ever had any incidents with insects though. I woke up one morning. Yeah, that was this. I was living back home. I woke up. There's two insect stories that I can tell you guys. I woke up one morning where there's the spider just hanging, like dangling right above my fucking face. And like from that point on, I knew that the thing they said, like, oh, a person eats 5 to 6 insects in their entire life, like while they're sleeping or
Yeah.
something, or spiders,
Spiders
or whatever.
specifically.
That's when I knew that shit was not like fucking funny that actually happened, because that spider was dangling like right above my face, and I'm one of those creeps that sleeps on his back on occasions. So yeah, that's one. And
Did
the
you
second
wake
one,
up with an erection?
I masturbated
Start
on
pitching a
on
tent?
his little web. I said like, "Oh, this is your home. This is my home now too." Jizz. It's like that's how we roll in this room. Second story is the creepiest fucking thing I've ever encountered. Still to this day, fucking scares me to death. I had watched the movie Signs at, I think I was 14 to 15 years old, so pretty influential when it comes to being scared from movies. And that was the movie Signs with Mel Gibson, where he's surrounded by aliens on his farm.
Mhm.
And at a certain point in this movie, you can hear aliens run around on the porch outside. And so what you hear is a so that's the aliens just pitter-patting around on this porch. I watched this movie. I'm scared to fucking death. I go upstairs to my room and I hear
Oh
and
man, the aliens are coming.
yeah, no, this is exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh my god, it's actually fucking happening. Like, there's aliens running around. So what I did was what any normal person does is first you sit up to listen better, as if that helps somehow, but that's what I did. Again, I heard the noise.
Mhm.
Then I was like, well, okay, this is real. I'm hearing something. Turn on the light to listen better, because that helps as well to listen.
Of course.
Yeah, again, that sound. And then I started tracking where it came from. I came to my closet where my clothes were in. And I could hear it by that. So I decided to put my hand behind the cabinet and just slide that cabinet forward, like that closet forward,
Jesus.
when I was confronted with the biggest fucking spider I have ever seen in my goddamn life. Big to the point, I swear, I shit you not, I took my shoe and I smacked this fucker as hard as I could. As it like flattened against the wall,
Yeah.
the sole of my shoe was not big enough to cover its fucking feet. Its feet were
Jeez.
coming out of like just sprawled open behind the fucking shoe. That was the scariest fucking like insect story I've ever come across. Haven't
So
seen
fair
one
to
as
say,
big.
none of us are phaunophiliacs.
No.
No. Although I think now, thinking back, if I could have trained that spider to give me a hand job, it would have worked out great for me.
And I mean, it has 8 legs, so it could do
It
magical
was big
things.
enough. Yeah, exactly. That was the.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, just to get back a little bit.
And you should have called the spider Toby Maguire as well,
Oh yeah, of course.
of course.
It's just a kid.
What do you talk? I don't know.
She has no idea who Tobey Maguire is. Do you?
No,
Spider-Man from the shitty
Spider-Man.
Spider-Mans in the early 2000s.
I suck at names. They're not fucking. I don't know. I don't care about
Sucks
famous
at names,
people.
and yet she has like 7,000 letters in her own names.
What?
Yeah. Hypocrite.
Hypocrite in what sense?
What's the fucking hypocrite?
Oh yeah, just to get back a little bit about paraphilias.
Okay.
There's causes of paraphilic sexual preference. They're really unclear. There's we don't know why people have certain sexual preferences and stuff like that. It's unclear. There are studies that there's a body of research, a growing body of research that points to a possible prenatal neurodevelopment correlation,
All right.
but people don't really know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so we don't know why the reasons why people
They're
have
looking
these
into
certain needs.
The broad spectrum of what could go wrong for somebody to.
No, but it's more like to try to find a reason why people have these. But it's because there's so many, like the spectrum is so big. So it doesn't really have to be like a underlying cause why this happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, people think there might be a reason. We don't really know. Whatever. Okay, let's try another one. Microphilia.
Oh, that's the
Small
desire
things.
for small things.
Like Asian penises.
I think it's the greatest fucking thing you aid yourself on that one. you were just, I'm getting no response. I'm gonna go, hey.
I can just see her face.
Well, the sexual attraction to small people or small body parts.
Okay, so
Hey.
it is actually a fetish for micro penises.
We can be micro penises. It can be like, I don't know,
So
small
if you
feet,
were
small
into
hands.
like an Asian midget dude with a micro dick, you were like the ultimate like microphiliac.
The stud muffin.
Probably. The stud muffins and microphilias. I don't know.
Huh.
Jesus.
But that's okay.
That's one.
I
Fuck.
get that. Yeah, I get that. Wait, but does that include then people that are small, like kids? Like, does that fall under that
No.
class? Or it's an adult with small features?
Yeah, probably.
Like
Okay.
someone with dwarfism or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
yeah,
basically, we're saying that all hobbits are microphiliacs.
yeah. You're not
Well, if
supposed
they're
to
into
call
other
them
hobbits.
hobbits. They're small
All
people.
hobbits. Halflings.
Halflings. We're actually talking Lord of the Rings here.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Well, obviously, I'm pretty sure hobbits.
So
don't
to some
exist.
people, Lord of the Rings might or might not be a porn movie. Just think about that when you're watching The Two Towers.
Oh yeah.
And let Sauron's tower rise.
The big black tower.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do another one while we're fucking. Why did I think? I knew this was a bad episode. Oh, okay. Hoplophilia.
Hoplophilia. Is that
Someone who
Nah, that's-
jumps.
Well, that's what I was thinking as well. But I was thinking like somebody with it not at an amputee, like somebody missing a leg.
No,
Okay.
that is acrophilia. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's acrophilia.
Okay,
No, but
so what is
hoplophilia. No guesses.
No.
No idea.
Firearms and guns.
No. Okay.
So all of America.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I think a woman shooting a gun can be very fucking attractive. I don't know. An empowered woman with a gun in her fucking, or like a shotgun in her fucking hand, titties jiggling, ass bopping up and down as she fucking releases a 12 gauge out of it. Oh god, I came.
If you haven't worked out yet,
Sorry.
listeners, if Andy lived in the US, he is absolutely from a trailer park in Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's
I
where
would
he
be
belongs.
a trailer park boy. Yeah, immediately.
A tweaker doing meth, sucking dick for money.
I don't think I would want to go through that experience sober. No, I think it's It's something very attractive when a woman is empowered enough to handle a fucking gun. I don't know why. Even a knife, a woman wielding a fairly, like, if she can handle a fucking knife around and like, I don't know, there's something empowered about a woman that just knows her shit.
I'm just saying right now, if Ali had a gun or a knife, I would be running very quickly in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but you see, you're a dick to Ali. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with her. I'd still find her very attractive because, like,
she'll still kill you.
I'm not a bad person to her. Like,
actually, to be fair, she's Jar Jar Binks. She'd go to shoot you and shoot herself somehow.
Okay.
See, that's why you get the shots.
Can we not keep going about the fucking constant abuse when it comes to me? Just leave me the fuck alone. Well, on another one, Pikarism.
Pikachuism?
Pikarism.
A love of Pikachu and Pokemon.
Just can you take this fucking seriously for once in your fucking life?
I don't know, the sight. Blind people. You're into blind people. Because they can't see just how ugly you are.
No idea. It's gonna be something abstract.
Well, given the explanation Juju just gave, I think you might have this.
Okay.
Specifically targeted to women, but the piercing of the flesh of another person, most commonly by stabbing and cutting the body.
No, that's a no for me. Biting until there's blood.
I thought you wanted an empowered woman that handles a knife.
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm saying she should be empowered. Like I'm saying that an empowered woman can be attractive. I don't mean that she should stab me in the fucking throat so she'd like me. Like that's not a thing. But yeah, stabbing and shit. No, not that. Biting would that fall under that if somebody bit you and there's a little bit of blood in there? No, okay.
No. I don't know.
Then no.
I don't know. I'm not expert when it comes to this. I'm not a
Paraphilia or some shit probably.
There is something in that realm actually.
Okay.
Wait, sounding has to be paraphilia.
The fucking
Probably,
sounding thing again.
but I didn't
Alex.
put it in there because we're not talking about sounding. I very specifically said we're not mentioning sounding, whatever it fucking is. I don't care. Sounding is not part of this podcast ever.
you.
Won't be.
If you don't know what it is,
no.
sounding is inserting things into your urethra.
We all know what it is, Alex.
Yeah, whatever. No, fucking don't mention that name. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, no, I'm not mentioning it, Ali. Don't get pissed at me.
I'm not pissed at you. I'm just pissed in general.
Hey, don't piss. We're not into golden showers. We've been over this.
Okay.
Blood.
Hemotolog. I can't even.
Yeah,
fucking
the
say it.
love for blood, the sight of blood.
Yeah,
or something
drinking
like
and
that.
looking at
Hemoglobin.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we have one left that I've
Okay.
written up here. Okay, let's see if I can fucking pronounce this. Paraphilia.
Werewolves.
Paraphilia.
Spell it, please.
Vorare philia.
Sounds like some fucking Dutch word.
Oh, I think I know what it is. There's porn
Ooh.
about this. Vor porn. It's being eaten. Yeah, that's the
Yes.
thing. Vorare.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Damn.
Andy got it. Good boy. Yeah, so
Sweet.
paraphilia, the idea of one person, a creature being eaten by another, usually
I have a
swallowed
question.
whole.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Are they attracted to the feeling of being in a mucousy surrounding, like being eaten? Or are they attracted by the fact that something's eating someone?
I don't fucking know. I'm not into that shit, mate.
But so, could you combine this with the insect one?
Probably.
You get the
True.
foreplay is
Oh.
the insect crawling all over you. Then for the final bit, you start eating them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. There's a
Well-
lot of paraphilia in general. There's a big YouTube scandal about it. I remember
Oh.
there was a channel that would have specifically eating other, like snakes eating animals, and they would present it in a way that was sexual.
Yeah.
And they got shut down and shit like that.
Yeah.
And there was so many other weird shit I can't remember.
I on
yeah.
occasions read porn comics, which you can find if you want a good website. To all the people listening, because I know you're all into that as well, you filthy fucks. If you want a good website about porn comics, just go to myhentai.com. And is it myhentaicomics.com? I think you'll find some. If you want to know what vor fetish is, I think there's a lot. I don't know if they have a section for it separately.
Probably.
I just know I've came across that, and it never attracted me, by the way. But I know
you
that
just said
that
you
exists.
came, so I don't believe you.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. No, so the paraphilia is a big one.
Hell yeah.
Some people would even argue that it's mentioned in the Bible. Do you know
let me
which part of the
think.
Bible?
Is that the one where God destroys a couple of 1,000 people for being gay
No.
because he's so good?
No.
No.
Jonah and the whale. Because Jonah gets swallowed whole by the whale.
Yeah. It never got me hard, that story. Only the crucifixion got me there.
So you are into the one of piercing flesh.
Yeah, see?
I am, apparently.
Right. We're discovering all these things about you.
Like, fuck 50 Shades of Grey. Give me the Bible any day.
Yeah. And mentioning of 50 Shades of Grey, it's funny that you mention it. Obviously, a lot of people have started to open up a lot more when it comes to paraphilia, just because it's been normalized by shows, for example, and books like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Like,
But I never got 50 Shades of Grey. Just go on fucking Pornhub and Google like
but
bound
I'm just
or
talking
BDSM
about
and you get way better content.
normalizing it to the everyday person. That's
Everyday
what I'm talking
person
about.
does watch porn. Like 80% of the world watches pornography. So it's like,
Yeah,
come
but
on.
some would argue that pornographic is damaging into the view.
That's the thing. The story of 50 Shades of Grey is an interesting story to read, even like let aside all the porn and shit, because
It's a super bad book. Let's not talk about it.
It's fairly okay. I'm not again. No, listen, it's not the best literature out there, but it does give a good perspective of why it got so popular, and it's just because it was a normal girl who came across somebody she was into with fetishes and what it's like to live with somebody like that. And
I have an update, like public service announcement. When this episode goes live, I'm going to put a poll up on Twitter to kick Andy off the show for being into 50 Shades of Grey. So depending on those results, we will see how much longer he lasts.
Keep
if he's
Andy
into
on
50
the show.
Shades of Grey.
He's a good guy.
Okay, but I think by now that we should start wrapping this little thing up.
Is that a fetish? Wrapping things up?
Probably,
yeah.
Well, you're supposed to be a doctor in this
I'm not
episode.
a fucking
so
sexologist. I don't have a
everything.
clue. If you want to look into a good sexologist, one that is fairly available is Lindsay Doe, I think her name is. She's on YouTube. Her channel is called Sexplanations. She's actually really good. So if you want to consume more sex positive, just information in general about sex, she's actually really good. Look her up.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend her. I really like her. But obviously, paraphilias, we have many of them. Do you have any idea what the most common now?
Us,
I think
the bum one.
No, the most common paraphilias, obviously.
Feet.
No.
Pedophilia, necrophilia.
Pedophilia.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, more people are into feet than children. Surely.
Yeah, so pedophilia is one of the most common one. Exhibitionism is also a top one. Exhibitionism is exposing of genitals to strangers.
Hey.
Voyeurism.
Fuck, I thought that was just fun down at the local park. I didn't know that was a diagnosis.
Voyeurism is also another one. They're observing private activities of unaware victims.
So spying on someone, fucking basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually seen some. I don't know which website. I was looking at porn recently. I was on this website, xhamster.com. I came into some very unsettling footage. I don't know. Apparently, it's a fetish as well of people yanking out their dick in public and rubbing it against people unsolicited.
Yeah, that's the other one that is voyeurism.
All right,
Touching
so
or rubbing against an
people with that
unconsenting person.
feeling, can you please stop? If you like that, there's nothing that's attractive about that. Like I was horrified finding out that people are standing on public buses or trains or shit like that with their junk out secretly, just rubbing up against somebody's ass, and they 9 chances out of 10 they just didn't know about it. It's fucking disgusting. Just stop.
That becomes
Put
a
it back in
syndrome,
your
though,
pants.
right?
What?
That becomes a syndrome, though, right? Because you're like
A disease, you mean?
a disease or whatever. Because you're assaulting
Well,
someone.
in a sense, yeah.
essentially.
But the problem is, the only problem I see with that is it ever fulfilling?
Well, for someone it is.
I don't think it is ever fulfilling. I think it's the tension of building up to that point. But I think the moment that people catch on, they just scream very loudly of what the fuck is going on.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in these people's mind, but I'm just saying.
It's
But
just
obviously,
it's
at the same time,
disconcerting
like
to see that.
this little list, I don't know
Or
if it's
concerning.
exactly like the top most common paraphilias. I would probably say there are others that are most common, but I think like re-looking at this list, I would say these are the most common paraphilic disorders and the most talked about.
Okay.
When I'm just re-looking at this list. I try to Google, but it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
But this also came up. But the most common ones are apparently those.
Fair enough, I guess.
Not fair enough. That's very
mean-
fucking concerning.
Yeah, but whatever. It just is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess like, I've been watching a lot of true crime recently, and it you get so many pedophile cases that you can watch. I actually had to stop because I was getting sick of seeing that. I got in this sort of feeling that we're living in a very depraved world. Like, I have to yank myself away from shit like that. I told you guys a couple of times I don't want to do certain subjects right now because I'm in a sort of like a weird place in my head where I'm watching all this shit, like all the worst shit in the world, and actually I'm balls deep into going to schools to talk with kids about being sexually harassed and
Phrasing. You're balls
Oh.
deep going to a school.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No. I would like we're very deep into the point where we're gonna start going to schools and talking to kids about sexual harassment, and these are kids from the ages in like 14 to 16 years to 17 years old, and you get confronted with certain things that are like they make you question your entire society, and like everybody that passes by is suddenly a bad person. So if you have one of these fetishes, it's okay to have them. If you know they're wrong, just don't act on them. Keep it to yourself. Never talk about it, and don't watch that fucking porn or look for it. It'll only feed you toward. It's like this serial killers, dude. They're always building up to something. I think it's the same with pedophiles. Watching pedophilic porn is dangerous for pedophiles because it makes them build up to the point where they want to actually do something, where they want to act. So I think just keep it in your fucking pants.
On that fucking note, Corona, just fucking kill us all. Just like let's start coughing in each other's
I was on the
mouths
cuff
and
when we started
spitting.
the show, but now I know for sure, like, Corona can fucking kill us. I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry if I triggered you.
No, you didn't. It's okay. It's just like
It's okay.
bad headspace and shit like that. It's okay.
But I think we've all learnt from this episode that everyone has some sort of paraphilia of some description.
Some description to
Just
some
some
degree.
people, like the foot people, are weirder than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Is it a fetish if you like Irish people?
Leprechaunism.
Yes, it's like potato or something. I don't know.
Drunken potatoes.
Yeah, drunken potatoes. There you go.
Whiskey potatoes.
You know what? Those two things mix so well.
They do.
All right.
Oh, we have a goodest boy, I think. Well, we have 3 that
What?
we can recommend.
No, Andy has a
Andy's
goodie
brought
boy.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I brought one, but you can tell yours as well. Mine is on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, go to Mad Max _ Fluffy Road. He's a big old corgi, and he shakes his little tush, and he walks around with his owner in a backpack, and he loves
I
doing
just
crazy
remember
shit.
that I had one this week, actually, like a serious one.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, well then we have many.
We have many goodest boy this week.
Yeah. If you want to know who the goodest boy this week is, just go to at.random.podcast. That's our Instagram. So at.random.podcast. You'll find us on Instagram there. And we'll post every time we mention a goodest boy. That goodest boy gets a little special place between our pictures. And yeah, this week it's going to be Mad Max Fluffy Road. And who else?
She's just blanked out, but I can say. We got 3 new baby rats this week on Monday.
Oh!
Females.
Wait, are
They're
you
like, I don't
starting
know, what are
a
they
rat farm or
like?
something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So if you have a pet snake, we can give you some live food.
Alexander.
No, we got 3 new pet rats. We only have a name for one of them right now because she looks like a little sewer rat. So I called her Splinter because she looks like a sewer rat. So
She
it fits
looks
her.
like a sewer
There's
rat.
2 other ones. We have no idea what they're called.
You should give the other rats like bandanas across their eyes and just
And
call
call
them
one Donatello
Michelangelo and
and one like
Donatello.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I found my goodest boy of the week because I've been looking at him for the past 2 weeks. So
Is
it's
it on Instagram?
yeah, it's
All right, let me look it up.
chunk _the_ groundhog.
Can I say that again?
Groundhog.
Yeah, chunk _the.
The groundhog. Yeah, I found him
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. So is this little like
Oh,
groundhog?
he's cute.
Yeah. So there was this guy like he started like farming. Like he was like, oh, I'm gonna grow my own vegetables, and all of a sudden they started disappearing. Like his land started to get destroyed, and he was like, what the fuck? So he set up cameras, and all of a sudden like this groundhog shows up, and is like intensely looking into the camera, eating the vegetables.
Yeah, like
And-
right in front of the camera.
Right in front of the
Yeah,
camera.
it's
Like he knew
right
where
in
to
the
pose. It was literally
fucking camera's face.
And he would go back there like every day to the same spot and just eat, like stuff his
Yeah,
face in front of the camera.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so he lives under the shed, and he recently came out of hibernation, so he's back at it again.
Yeah.
So he's been sleeping, but now he's back out. He's looking for his
Oh,
girlfriend.
that's just cute. Like I found the first video where they discover
Yeah. No, he's
found
adorable.
out who has been eating our veggies. He's standing up. He's a showman.
Yeah.
He's like,
So-
look at me numb your shit,
so-
bitch.
Chunk _the_ groundhog. Yeah, he's really cute. Go give them a follow. That's my goodest boy of the week.
Do you know who else you should follow? Us on Twitter. At @_randompod. And give us a follow. Don't send dick pics to Twitter though. Only send to Instagram. Okay?
And the Instagram
Cannot
is
stress that enough.
no @.random.podcast.
Podcast. Yeah, there you go.
Jeez, she's on the ball today, ladies and gentlemen.
I've been at work since fucking. I've been up since 7:30 this morning.
I got home at 3:30 last night
Yeah,
after
and
playing
whose
pool
fault
and
was
drinking
that?
beer, and then had like 5 hours of sleep. So, actually,
I got you both beat. I gotta wake up at 4 a.m.
Well, that's self-inflicted, just like Alex. You decided to have
No,
kids.
no, I have to do it for the factory. They decided I had to start an hour early, so I have to wake up at 4 a.m. now.
On a Sunday?
On a Monday. Tomorrow's Monday. Once it's 12 o'clock past, then it's Monday.
Oh, but that's
Ali.
tomorrow, but we're talking about today. Stop complaining. Can you complain about that tomorrow? On that fucking note, this has been
Jesus
the At
Christ.
Random
Okay,
podcast. Today we did an episode about
Wow.
paraphilia, about love. Go and love some foots and
unless
I don't
they're
know, other
kids
shit.
or poo,
Yeah.
Well, if people want to love poo. But stay away from the kids.
or you know what? If you want to love kids or poo, love kids poo. Put it together. Just children's poop.
You shut up. Fuck whatever.
I'm out. See you later.
Tag us
enough.
in your
Fuck this
fetish.
shit.
Tag us in your fetish Pornhub videos.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
fine.
this. Good night. Fucking
Bye.
bye. Bye.